Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin. This is Full Purpose and Heart. If you are new here, I welcome you to my channel. I'm a homeschooling mama of 3, and this is my homeschool journey series. I call it My Homeschool Life, and we are in week 7 of our homeschool journey, so let me update you about how things are going. All right, my friends, so before I get started really quick, I want to thank those who made comments in my previous video. What I'm going to do is down in the description box below, I'm going to put a timestamp that will tell you when I'm going to start talking about my junior kindergarten's work and what we did with her last week. So if you're here for one grade level or another, we'll start with my 2nd grader and then check that timestamp for the junior kindergartner when I start talking about her. So let's just jump right in here and get started. I mentioned the first and foremost, we made one kind of major change on my whiteboard back here. If you're following me on Instagram, which if you're not, you should, down on, it's at Full Purpose and Heart is the handle. I'm a lot more interactive and kind of up to date over there. So make sure you follow me there if you're not already. But on my whiteboard up here, I changed the way that I was organizing our school day. So previously, I was doing just the whole school day. I was doing it by day, and I was kind of writing down on my whiteboard what specific things I wanted to have our kids, or like what I wanted to talk about and what our learning schedule was and kind of all that stuff. Well, that was fine, but I was changing it every day, and it just wasn't serving the purpose that I needed it to. So I went ahead and switched it up, and it's working really, really good. So let me show you here what it looks like just with a still shot. So what I've done, as you can see here, I've got on one side of the board here is my 2nd grader, and I've just listed his independent subjects that he needs to learn. So what he's learning in English, what he's going to learn in math. And these 2 independent subjects will let me know like what I need as his teacher to teach him. On the second side there is my junior kindergartner, and then it also has her specifics that she's learning now. She's just learning the alphabet and basic sight words. So for her, I just put her math that were the new topics that we're going to talk about in her math or major review if there's things that I need to discuss with her. And then I will have maybe some English or something as the year goes on if we have some other things that we're going to mention in that subject area. And then on the bottom, I have our group learning, what it is we're going to learn in science and history. And this was a really good glance for me because as the teacher, I could just like pop my head up and look really quick and think, okay, what is it that we're supposed to be covering? What have we covered that I can like refresh on any given day and that sort of thing. So I switched up how I'm doing my board. It worked really well last week, so I'm looking forward to kind of carrying that over in the next coming weeks. As far as subject areas go, we're still learning, or we're still reading. Let's start with read alouds. We started reading, what did we start reading? It's this one, The Gulliver's Travels. And I got it off of the Classic Starts line, and this is actually recommended by Confessions of a Homeschooler, Erica over there, and she makes these really cool lap books. So we've started doing that. Now we're 2 chapters in, and I will say the language is pretty advanced. I don't know. I can't say that I'm super thrilled. I want to give it a go at least through the next couple of chapters, but I feel like it's a little bit over our heads more so than I wanted it to be. We love traveling in my family, so I thought that maybe it would be good. The storyline, the first 2 chapters, my son was interested in it, especially since the image on the front of the book kind of correlates with what we're reading. So in that sense, it was a positive, but I'm not going to promise we're going to make it to the end of this book. So we'll see. But I am loving the lap book. My son is in 2nd grade now, so I'm trying them again. I have such a love for lap books, and I'm really trying to find the sweet spot in the age group when it's going to work really great for us. But so far, I've always started them too young, so we'll see what goes with that. I want to mention to you briefly about our English curriculum. So we're doing distance learning through Bob Jones University, and I really, really love it. I don't have anything negative to say, but I am going to put up a flag of warning for anybody who may be looking into this curriculum. When I started my son on it, I thought it was just a plug and play. You just put him on there and he does his work, he does his assignment, and then that's it. And for the most part, that is true. But what I've noticed is that my son will stop listening to the teacher, her name is Mrs. Gerald, he'll stop listening to Mrs. Gerald and just do his assignment. And sometimes he won't necessarily do his assignment correctly, although most of the time he will. There are moments where I looked back now and I'm like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be doing this page yet. You know, especially now that we're getting into poetry, they have like the 5 steps of writing where you first draft or you prepare or something like that, draft, proof, whatever, and publish. I can't remember them all. But anyway, I'm finding that he just like zips through it and then he just sits there and tries to like go back to the part of the video where the puppets are or something. So anyway, just kind of a flag of warning. Keep your eye out for that. You do want to make sure that you're kind of at least have your ear on or your eye on your student, because I've noticed that my student tends to jump ahead. There was one other thing that I noticed, and I'm not sure I can remember what it was just now, but it is a great program. I don't have anything negative to say about it, but it is more language arts than it is phonics or reading or anything like that. So if you're looking, or spelling, if you're looking for something that's all inclusive, thus far, we did punctuation in chapter 1 and chapter 2 is poetry. So that's what I know so far. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys, okay? I also want to touch base a little bit on our spelling. I showed in my last video the Evan Moore building spelling skills. We were using Spectrum, but this coming week I'm going to switch over to that curriculum because that's what I do. I just switch around and it's fine. No, don't judge me. But I'm currently looking for something a little less structure based, a little more phonetic based. I have a few curriculums that I'm going to look into and see if we can find something else. So as many of you know, I have been struggling with spelling, so that'll be our journey throughout this school year. Math, let me mention really quickly about my math. We're doing Horizons Level 3. I've done Horizons Level K, 1 and 2. I have never had anything negative to say. I've always really enjoyed it. I will say for Level 3, there are large bulks of problems that the curriculum has you do per lesson, like huge chunks. You'll have 20 or 30 math problems, so addition, subtraction, whatever. Some of them might be for long equations, meaning that you do like up to like the thousandths place value, but you're still doing addition. Some of them will be like long, meaning you have like 3 numbers that you add all together, or anyway, and then subtraction on top of that. So bulk wise, there's a lot of problems that your kiddo has to do. And for me, with a struggling mathematician, giving him 15, 20, 30 problems isn't going to work for him. As a side note, I have such a love for homeschooling in moments of like this, because in public school, your teacher gives you the 30 problems to do for homework, and that's what you're expected to do. And if you return to class having done only half of them, then there's going to be penalties on your grade for that. So as a homeschooler, I'm so grateful that I can sit next to my kiddo. We can do the problems together. I can do them with him. I can have him do them independently with me next to him. And then I can say, okay, try to do 1 or 2 on your own as I step away and work with my other student. So in that sense, I have such a grasp on what his capabilities are and where his threshold is, where he begins to get so frustrated that we're no longer making progress. So that's been a really great experience to be able to have here in our homeschool room, that I'm really just touched base with that. Curriculum wise, we are sticking through it. I don't have any like negative feelings about it, but it just is another testament to me that I need to keep my eyes open for a different publisher for next school year, especially as these math concepts get a little bit more intense, that we'll need more lesson time and more instruction than just opening up our lesson and doing these problems together. So that's math. Our history last week was, we wrapped up our community subjects, and we need to still talk about being a producer and a consumer. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just reading chapters out of our student text, and then we talk about it, and then we'll do like either a physical activity, or I'll have like a page in his notebook that I made that he does. But we just kind of work along those. So far, nothing too extravagant or exciting there. And then science, we did one of our STEM things. So this is grade 1. We're in grade 2. Okay, can I rewind? Can we back up for a second? I just said that I was in Horizons book 3, and we're not. We're in book 2. So everything that I just said relates to Horizons book 2. Okay, it's a blue book. I apologize for that. I don't know where my brain went. But anyway, so this is Smart Start grade 1. We're in grade 2, but I still am transferring it over. This is an Evan Moore product. I did a look in the book for this, a little show and tell. But in one of their chapters, let me see if I can get to it really quick. Okay, we were talking about liquids. So I had my second grader read this and this to my junior kindergartner. And then we worked together on filling out these pages. I just copied them. I duplicated them so that both of my students could have it. And then we did the little activity at the end where you have to build like a little cup and see if it can hold water for 1 minute. So that was really a fun thing, and I'm kind of experimenting more with STEM. I haven't really done it previously. I guess we've kind of dabbled in it here or there, but it's a really fun place to kind of have a fun experiment and a fun learning time with your kids and have it correlate with some subject area that you're studying. So that's been good. There you go. Oh, we've been also doing, let me just quickly mention in case you've been watching and are curious, we have been doing the Good and the Beautiful handwriting. And I give that 2 giant thumbs up. My kiddo loves that he can practice his handwriting, a chunk of letters that he's practicing. And then at the end of every lesson, or every page rather, there's like a drawing activity. And my son really loves to draw. So I've been looking at an Evan Moore Read, Draw, Write, I think is what it's called, book. So hopefully I can get my hands on that soon, because I'm beginning to learn more and more that drawing is something that really motivates my kiddo. I've got a crying baby, so just a minute. Okay, so I think I pretty much wrapped up everything for my second grader. I'm still using my clipboard for myself, and that's working out really great. So let's move on to my kindergartner, junior kindergartner. So this week we did farms, and I had mentioned on my Insta stories, again, Instagram, if you're not over there, follow me at Full Purpose and Heart, that we had to learn about farms this week because recently she announced that food comes from restaurants. And I don't know how telling that is about what we're doing here on our side of the mountain, but it seemed a good opportunity for me to correct her and educate her on where food comes from. So we focused on farms this week, and we made this little interactive lap book thing. Now all of these inserts, all of these mini books come from 1+1+1, and it's just under farms. And I have to say, every time I say that website, it makes me think of the old movie Clue. Anybody out there? 1+1+2+1. Anyway, so my friend Jamie would appreciate that if you're out there watching me, Jamie. Okay. So all of these things, with the exception of these few images that I put on the front of my thing, all of these come from that. And there's some like math games, some matching, some reading, some colors. She loved doing that. She always has seen her brother do schoolwork, so when I have something specifically for her, she just is a happy little lamb. Okay, also we talked about tallies this week. We are doing the Horizons kindergarten curriculum, and so I think we've gone through maybe about 12 lessons or so, which is saying a lot because I think we've only been doing it for like 4 or 5 days. She just really loves, I don't even know if we've done it that many days, maybe like 3 days, but she just loves doing it, and she'll buzz through like 5 lessons on the first day, and then she did like 4 or 5 the second day, and then 2 or 3 the third day. So anyway, we're working on tallies. So I have these up on my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. I'm pretty sure that they're free, but I just have robots, and they're all tallies. And then you get a clip here, and you clip how many tallies are there. So what is it, 8 on this one? Okay, so these are just from like Amazon or whatever, just some clothesline pins or whatever they're called. And they do that. And then another thing that is on that file that we did here, which was fun, is like a matching game. So, clearly I need to do something other with my students, with my little kiddos. Okay, so these robots have numbers on them, and then the other cards have the tallies, and so it's a matching game. And what I did is I just lined out all of the robots in front of my girl, and then we would go through these each together. Mostly we need to practice counting on, I've noticed. She can recognize the 5, but she usually goes 5 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna start practicing counting on in this next coming week. And the other big change that we did for her is I started implementing sight words. So I mentioned in my last video, or maybe it was in my Insta stories, this might be a common theme. I'm gonna really try to keep it straight. But anyway, I did mention that she is finished with the Alphabet Interactive Notebook. She has done it for 2 solid years now when I was teaching preschool, and now she's ready for some more advanced reading. So we're going to move more into doing sight words as an interactive notebook style for the next, I don't know, couple of months. So what I've done is I made an interactive notebook just for sight words, because that's what I do. So this is her new notebook, and inside I've just got, these are the ones that I made, because I'll show you guys a little bit more in depth of what it is here in another video, but she's gonna start doing more interactive notebook stuff. So, or excuse me, more sight words for her interactive notebook. More things that we do with her. So these are Scholastic books. I know that a lot of people do the Bob readers or the Bob books, and I don't know, I never got really into those. So we do these. They're just little sight reader books, and they all focus on little letters on the bottom. They were super inexpensive. They come in a big pack. I love Scholastic. I am a Scholastic classroom, and I do it with my neighborhood. So other moms in my neighborhood who want to buy Scholastic books, they just order them through my site, and then I just drive their books over to them when they show up on my doorstep. And so if you're looking for a place that you can get inexpensive books, or as a teacher you can be rewarded, and you don't have to be like a classroom teacher, just sign up as a homeschool teacher or make your home into like a quote-unquote school, which is what I did. And now I've just carried it over because I did have preschool students, but now I just keep it. So anyway, that's that. And the other thing is we have flashcards. These are really easy to buy. I think I got them on like Target Dollar Spot probably, or something similar. So those are another thing that we do with her. Let me just make sure. Oh, this is kind of going back to the tallies. This is in that file. I haven't done this with her yet, obviously, but I plan to do it this coming week. You roll dice, count the number, and then tally it up on the side. So that'll be another kind of additional practice where we can work on our tally marks. So there you go. I already talked about our read aloud that we're doing, and I've really tried to get my kiddo to do independent reading. He's starting with the Magic Treehouse books, book number 5, which I think is about ninjas. So it is about ninjas. So I'm really excited that he's kind of feeling a little motivated to do some independent reading, something other than just like the big picture books we're getting from the library. So anyway, week 7, it was a really good week. I'm really going to try and be, I don't know how frequently these videos come out. I wish I could tell you a day, but sometimes I want to do it quick after the week is over because we did a lot, and other times maybe we didn't do that much creativity, so then I extend it off and I'll do 2 weeks or something. But I do these often. We'll do them throughout the whole school year. So if you found them informational or valuable, make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Show me some love that you did find something of value in this video, or were at least entertained. I appreciate you guys, and I'm thankful that you have followed along because, as I've said before, you are my homeschooling community, and I appreciate you following my journey. So anyway, thanks so much, and we'll catch you in another video.